there he is.
Hello.
Yes. Amazing.
Part two.
Yes. For those of you who might think, wait a minute, I think he looks familiar. Yes. We've done an interview about a couple months ago, and the interview was lost in translation, lost in space, like Dr. Smith. Danger, danger.
Halfway to Mars by now.
Yeah, that's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. John Miles, phenomenal baritone.
Hello.
Yes, and he is talking to us from Philadelphia.
Yes.
Woo! Funny enough, Mr. Miles, we are still quarantined.
Yes. It's amazing. It's 2 months later, and yet nothing, absolutely nothing has changed.
Nothing, except that, maybe this interview will be more fun than the other one because I feel like I'm on the verge of insanity.
Yes. Yes.
How are you? I mean, how are you coping with everything?
It's we bought a Nintendo Switch for the girls to play, try to pass time. Guess who's ended up playing it most of the
You
time?
have two daughters, right? You have two
Right.
daughters.
But guess who plays it most of the time?
Yeah.
I think I might have a problem.
Oh, John, I'm telling you,
It's
it's insane. It's insane. This is interview number 54. And I have no idea how long this is gonna go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
open the
Yesterday.
chicasa and just keep going.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Yesterday, I lost. It was so funny because I was watching it today. Yesterday, I was doing a lecture on La Boheme.
Uh-huh.
Man, when it got to the fourth act, I had the score in my hand, and I started talking. I said, "In here, me dies."
Right.
I lost it. I completely lost. There were tears all over the place. The audience, there were like 60 people watching, and they were sending hugs and hearts, and it was. I lost it. I completely lost.
Well, they've been showing Broadway musicals on YouTube, things that you
Hamilton,
haven't
right?
been able to see. Oh, I'm sorry?
It was Hamilton.
Well, Hamilton is on Disney, if you have
Okay.
the Disney Plus channel. But
Okay.
and we did watch that, and I teared up at the end. And then there was a production of Jesus Christ Superstar from the UK at the end. I'm like,
I know. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So, if we were to somehow reproduce a little bit, because what I told my audience and what I'm going to tell it again is that this interview goes to YouTube if it works, because last time I just lost it somewhere on Instagram. Exactly. Cross fingers. But anyway, this is it's kind of a document on how we are all dealing with the pandemics and all that. And we're not going to get into politics because I never do, but
That's pointless.
Exactly, both your and my country are going through tough times for basically the same reason, although we're not going to get into politics.
Well, we're both winning because we're number 1 and 2 in the number of infections.
Exactly. We're fighting it. We're fighting it with all of our strength. Okay, so we might get it. Okay, so I'm telling you, it's crazy. So since this is going as a document of the pandemics and all that, I would like you to tell a little bit, who is John Miles? Okay, for my bubble, who is this gentleman? Who's there? Who are you?
I started off, with a career doing a lot of roles after we were together in Columbia, Missouri. And then I went to the Academy of Vocal Arts where I met my wife in Philadelphia. And we both graduated, and then we actually had the same agent for a while. Our first opera together was actually La Boheme in
Really?
in Memphis, Tennessee.
You were Marcello, of course.
I was Marcello, and she was Musetta.
Where's the? Oh, awesome!
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Oh my God, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Here you go.
Questo Marroso.
Yeah, to this day, when we fight, we go strega.
Pittore na bottega. Now look, do you resent that Puccini did not write an aria for baritone there?
Yes.
I mean, what's with that?
He didn't write. I can't think of one that he did write.
I can't either. I mean, there is, in the Messa di Gloria, his Missa, okay, his Mass.
Right.
There is but it's more of a bass.
It's a bass. Yeah,
baritone.
it's a basso.
So what's the deal,
I don't know. I don't know. Because
anyway,
there is some glorious music for the baritone.
Absolutely.
It's just in a duet, or it's in an ensemble,
I mean, Marcello is unbelievably beautiful. I mean, it's phenomenal. But again, I mean, come on, a tiny little aria, no.
Yeah, right. As a baritone, when you're auditioning for a Puccini opera, you end up singing like Questo Amor or something, or Zaza Piccola Zingara from
Right.
Cavallo or something like that. Right.
So anyway, you did Puccini with your wife, and
oh yeah. So and then and we had a career for a little while in a lot of regional opera houses, and then as the children started to come along, it wasn't working so well. We got kind of burned out by the career. It was very hard to do with the kids and all that stuff. I wasn't happy with my agent, and lots of things.
Sure.
We had continued to live in Philadelphia, and I actually kind of stopped singing for a while, and I did some other things. But then I was in a community theater production of Sweeney Todd, and that kind of brought me back because at the time that I was doing the Sweeney Todd, I got laid off from my job that I had at the time, and I was like, it's the sign from the universe, I have to follow it. But what I started to do then is sing more ensemble things. I did, and ever since then I've been singing with the opera chorus. I've gotten a few small roles with them, but I'm not out there trying to do be the front and center singer anymore.
Let me ask you something. What is harder to sing, Puccini or Sondheim?
I think Sondheim.
I would say the same.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, high notes and all that, but come on. Well, I mean,
Sondheim,
it's so
because
hard.
Even if it's a solo, it's still an ensemble because it has to tie in directly with the with Puccini you've got a little give and take, you can rubato, you can move around,
right.
things like that. But if your accompaniment is not on board with you in Sondheim, it's all lost. It's you're
so
gone.
hard. It's so hard. If the adult John Miles, you're 35 now. If the 35-year-old John Miles could tell the beginner, the John Miles from undergrad school something about the career, what would it be?
Do the things that bring you joy.
There you go.
If you're banging your head against the wall and things aren't happening for you the way that you thought they were going to happen, but you still have that fire to pursue it, then keep doing that. Keep banging your head against the wall. But if it stops bringing you joy, then it's defeated. It's defeatist to keep going. It's not worth it. Figure out what about it makes you happy and try to make that work instead of what you thought was going to be the thing that you were after.
And what did you think it was going to be?
Oh, I thought, I'd be sitting on the Met, at the Met stage every night, and I would just, you know, right,
And you would be singing with me, of course, because
right,
I would be right there with you.
right. I thought, I would well, first of all, I thought I would keep my hair, and and then miraculously I would grow like 6 inches, and but
I
you know,
know. I remember, when I figured out, it's like I was 26 or 27 or something like that, and I started singing kids 21 years old that
yeah,
were like so much better and taller and blue-eyeder than I was, and all those, and I'm like, oh, come on. I mean, it's like, as you said, I think you're so right. Are you a happy man?
I am very happy because I do what I want on my own terms,
That is
and
phenomenal.
you
I
know,
will never forget. I will never forget, and I'm so happy that for the audience, John and I spent about 20 plus years without seeing each other, and then I recently, as in exactly 2 years ago, I invited him and another great bunch of American friends to sing La Traviata here in Brazil, and we had a phenomenal Germont with us, which was,
oh, thank
and
you.
I was so happy. And then, this more recent memory of us that I will never forget, and I'll tell it again because it's lost in the other interview. I was conducting the orchestra, and John was Germont, and Caroline Moura was Violetta. And so I'm conducting the orchestra, and I bring the orchestra to a halt because they have this a cappella passage, 12 measures or something like that. And they sing this thing, and I flew so high, I was so lost that I completely forgot to bring the orchestra back in. I was somewhere else. It was phenomenal. And I will never forget this feeling. And here I'm gonna cry again. That's why I make music. That's
Yes,
why I am a musician. It's for moments like that. And when I find people like you who 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 understand the preciousness of a moment like that, that's what it is. My friend, my great friend John Miles. It's
and
amazing.
it's only made better by the fact that all of us were friends. That that we've all
Exactly.
been through whatever we've been through together, and to have a moment like that together. It's one thing to have a musical moment like that, just because music was happening very well,
Exactly.
but it's
Exactly.
another moment when you can share with the people that
Exactly.
you love.
It,
Right.
exactly. And it's one of those moments that it's uh, when I die, this is one of the moments that I'll cherish forever in heaven,
Oh,
wherever I am, because it's true, because it's the essence of being an artist is that very moment. When you get lost, you're like, I mean, I'm in awe here.
yeah.
I was so happy. Now, tell me this: where do you expect to be 10 years for today?
I have no idea. I've started to, yeah, but I've started to consider teaching.
Great.
I haven't really taught since graduate school when I was part of my assistantship at Columbia. I
Uh-huh.
haven't really taught since then. I've taught a little bit, and I've just started thinking that maybe it's time to do some of that. Of course, now it's hard to develop a studio when you can't see anybody face to face. But I've also wondered about, I have like lots of things that I think about doing once we can go outside again, and have an audience. I would love to do music theater, some more music theater. I've been able to do things that I don't think that I would have been able to do had I not been willing to be like in the opera chorus or whatever.
Sure.
I don't know. Did you know that I was in that I'm in a movie that's out?
No. Oh,
Uh,
wait. Yes, you say you met.
Bryan Cranston.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, right. And that opportunity I don't think would have happened if I was a soloist out there trying to be on the main
I
stage.
know.
But
I know.
but those kinds of things, like there's just so many things that I've
I
cherished and
think
lived through.
I absolutely love teaching, and one of the things that I think is the a big change that happened in my life from the last time we saw each other 2 months ago here is that I really became a YouTuber. It's like
Right.
I have, there's like I'm close to 100,000 views in my channel, which is absolutely insane for me.
That's
And
amazing.
I have people from the whole country, like more than 20,000 people doing my music history course. So
That's
I
fabulous.
had no idea that there would be an audience for that. I mean, of course, I always thought I was wonderful, me, etc., etc. But I didn't know other people were gonna enjoy my style, which is this very direct kind of thing,
Uh-huh.
and I think just as you're saying, teaching, I am absolutely happy with teaching. I think I mean, I remember you were a great teacher. You taught me at MU. I remember that. I think it's a great path. I love it. I absolutely love
Yeah.
it. So now I'm going to challenge you to something, because the last
Okay.
time I challenged you to something, and I'm going to challenge you to something. I am going to sing a Brazilian lullaby. It's a surprise. I'm going to sing a Brazilian lullaby, and you take your time to think about something American to sing for the Brazilian audience, okay? Or for the world audience. Who knows who's going to be watching this 120 years from now? I'm going to sing one. Boi, 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 boi da cara preta, pegue esse menino que tem medo de careta. There you go.
Bravo, bravo.
Thank you so much. It's "Oh, you black-faced ox, get this kid because he's afraid of your ugly face."
Wow.
And children sleep to that. I have.
All right. Aside from the Brahms lullaby, there's not really anything that I know. What I sang for my kids was a song by Elvis Presley.
Oh, phenomenal! Please go ahead.
I sang "Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you." So that's what I sang to my.
By the number of little hearts going up here, you know that everybody fell in love with you, and that's it. That's the end of my life, as I know. Anyway, my dear friend John Miles, believe it or not, we've just run our course, and that's it. We'll set another interview at some point so that we can check signals again.
Yes.
And I am going to make it official in front of witnesses. You are invited to come to Brazil at some point when both of our countries get their acts together.
Well, if we're allowed to travel down there, if Brazil will accept us, we can't even go to Europe right now. So,
I know.
but
Anyway,
yes, I had a fabulous time in Brazil. It was wonderful. The people that I met down there were fabulous. I hope that someday that we can do something again. It was one of my life's joys.
phenomenal. We'll think of something. We'll have some fun together. Okay,
Yeah.
John. Thank you very much. Wonderful. See
Thank
you
you.
soon.
You too.
Ladies and gentlemen, see you around, and peace on earth.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.